Happy Empowered Wednesday, beautiful friends. I'm hoping you are feeling great, that you started this day in an empowering way. Maybe you were doing some awesome morning routine. And welcome to another episode of The Mindful Entrepreneur, where we talk about how to bring more of that much desired harmony into our life, into our business. And we often have our friends or some clients of ours or special guests where they also share with us strategies, what they're doing for that welcome more harmony into your life. And also we share strategies and tips for growth, for elevated life and elevated business. So today I have a very special guest, Kelly Childs, and she's the founder of Kelly's Bake Shop and a very, very accomplished publisher and entrepreneur. So I'm just going to welcome her in. And Kelly, here's her. I'm so excited to have you today as a guest. And she's coming on. There you are. Yay!
We did it.
Yes, we did it. So nice to see you. I think last time I saw you, I was at your beautiful shop, your little cafe in Burlington. So thank you so much for coming. And
Thanks for asking me.
Oh, you're welcome. No, of course. Hello, right? Like I think so much of you, and you're such an empowered woman, and oh, such a light worker, and you're the biggest heart. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, so please tell us a little bit about you. I quickly just introduced you as you are a very accomplished entrepreneur. You are the founder behind one of my favorites, places, one of my happy places that I go with my daughter Maya, Kelly's Bake Shop. And I know you just opened a new location, which we'll be also talking about it. So please take it away.
Well, big story. I don't even know where to start, but I mean, in my present moment,
Yeah.
right now, today, I think is always the most relevant place because, as I've always said too, things that happened in the past, they're really, not really real any longer and significant to our present moment.
Yeah.
I am 61 years old and
Wow.
I am on I'm going to say the senior side. I hate to
You
use
look
that word.
fabulous. I
Well,
had no
thank,
idea.
thank you.
You're welcome.
But, I didn't say it for that reason. It was like just because there's so many people in this day and age that think that they're defeated
Yeah.
when they hit like the big 50 or whatever magical number it is for them, that they think they have to go and get put into a geriatric ward in some old age home. So
Right.
I just believe in the power of just we can create our life and co-create it with all the beautifulness that is here for us and deciding what we want to tap into or not. So it was 14 years ago, actually almost
Mm-hmm.
15 years ago now, that we opened up Kind Food in downtown Burlington. And that was really what started it all. My life prior to that was in finance. I was in the car business. I was always, I'm going to say working for someone. I was in real estate as well too. So worked for myself for about 10 years. So I've had so many careers. And I really felt the calling though and it was always burning inside me, to bring the gift of health into people's lives, to live as optimally as possible, because without health and without your body functioning the way that it should be, we don't have anything.
No.
And so that is really the first place that we all should be focusing on, to expand ourselves and expand our knowledge, our wisdom as to how to live optimally. So that's how Kind Food was born. And when we were operating Kind Food, I was in the back there making baked goods and stuff that were spelt flour, though, still, but they were plant-based. But the Kind Food craze hadn't hit yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I had more and more, and I was going to say Erin, I'm going to say but Erin was in university still then. So at that point, a lot of the onus was still landing on my shoulders. To create recipes that were gluten-free, egg-free, dairy-free, peanut-free. And before you knew it, it was like we had lineups out the door. So that's how Kelly's Bake Shop got born. So Kelly's Bake Shop was born 12 years ago. So we did that for 2 years at Kind Food, doing the savory foods and all that stuff, smoothies and juice bar and all that stuff. But we also had the bakery going as well, and it needed its own location. So that's how that got started. And so 12 years ago, that magic number was when Erin was graduating from university, and my daughter,
Yes.
my
Yeah, I know.
partner,
Yeah,
and
I
yeah,
met
yeah,
Erin. Lovely,
yeah,
lovely human.
yeah, she's absolutely
Yes.
amazing. And I said to her, quote unquote, I said, so what do you think about going in the cupcake business? So she had, not really, um, I'm going to say, connected with anything that she learned in university, in the indoctrination center, I call them, that
Right.
is very conforming, lacking in creativity. It's not for entrepreneurs. That's just, that's my thing. But so she was very excited. Long story short, here we are. So from that moment forward for the last 12 years, it's been quite a journey, because we've gone through so much. I mean, the business has always been like this, all the way up, all the time. But our roles, Erin and my roles, changed along the way, which was and has been a very fascinating thing to sit back and look at. When I saw her coming into her own, it was allowing me to reflect on myself and going, how do I step back and expand to just hold space for my kid who is a natural born entrepreneur. So and to
Beautiful.
watch this, it's been amazing.
Yes.
And so we said we did business coaching, we've had done all sorts of things to become where we are today, because it's not an easy, and you know this too, Isabella, that you're always morphing and changing roles
Yes.
to adapt to life's external things coming at us, but also, internally we're changing ourselves too. And, our soul's journey is so important
Yes.
that if we don't listen to
Oh,
it, then we've missed the whole reason for being here on earth.
yes. And
So
Kelly, it's funny that you say that, because it's like from that learning and expansion journey, because sometimes people think uh, in business it's like so linear, and it's so not. We
so
have those
no,
up and down and terrible days. We cry of happiness, and then of
absolutely.
sadness and anger and all of that. But the more I know and the more I learn, I realize how little I actually know.
Absolutely.
It's like I'm so hungry for the knowledge, and just listening. Like, what's helping me, it's creating that space to connect with me, and that's my word for this year. It's connection, and it's not only with others on a deeper level and really cultivating those deeper meaningful relationships, but also with myself, to really understand what do I need, and creating that space for that internal growth. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Yeah.
Because if you're not prioritizing yourself
Yeah.
and your inner voice, your inner calling, your intuitive way that you have to be in this world, like, and you ignore it, well, you know what? You are going to get so much stuff thrown at you that you have no choice in the matter. There will be a point in
Yeah.
time that you have to face it.
Yeah.
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 Good for
Yeah.
you.
And so let's talk about that. Like, I know, so for example, we're starting this new year, and you started with expanding, and I want to hear what triggered the decision to expand and open the new location in Oakville. We actually lived in Oakville for 10 years, so know it so well. And so I want to understand, one, what triggered the expansion, but also, because I know how busy and stressful that can be, what are you doing to bringing more of that harmony and balance and keeping yourself
Mhm.
sane?
Um, okay, well, I'm going to go back to how doing the second location to me was really nothing short of a miracle. That was like it was it was a lot of effort, but it was effortless. So the
Hmm.
decision was was so on purpose. And I had been, just prior to that, I had done a lot of work with actually two different intuitive coaches. And with my numerology and with my astrological charts, um, I'm an 11, and um, there were things happening in my chart that were so divinely supportive for me to go into an expansion mode. And I was feeling it
Yes.
because just for the year and a half prior to, it was really the last summer that we made
Yes.
the decision. A year and a half prior to that was when I made a decision to end my marriage. I went through
Right.
a
Yeah. We just
lot
talked about,
of,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
of just removing the things. I went
Yeah.
through breast explant surgery. I was
Wow.
removing, I was
You're
removing
removing
everything.
everything that no longer was serving you.
Yes. And I don't like to use the word toxic because, the relationship, my marriage was, you know, toxic, but my ex-husband isn't. I don't want
Right.
to, throw anybody
Yeah.
the bus like that, because there's a part, like I still love him.
Yeah.
There was a part though that, like, just it wasn't serving me, it wasn't serving him any
Yeah.
longer. So I made the decision, which wasn't taken too well, but it was just time. So
Right.
anyways, so all those things I was looking after in
Yes.
2022 of removing all this stuff from my life. And
Right.
then I'm a big fan for bringing in the people that I need and call in the intuitive help, like guide me, show me,
Yes.
how is my DNA being activated now
Yeah.
for this, like all of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I met with Erin in Thornbury. She and I met for a coffee date on July 31st. And, we kind of were talking, and I said to her, I said, what would it look like for us to expand right now? So
Mm.
like, just what would it look like? Because I was the naysayer. Erin was the one pushing for it, and I couldn't feel it. It wasn't ready for me.
Okay.
So I said to her always, I said, quote unquote, if you want to do it, go ahead. And so I couldn't bring it into my world. And when I brought it up with her, she was like, the light bulb's going off, and she's like losing her mind, going, Mom, like, are you kidding me? Anyways, we're there on realtor.ca in this little coffee shop called Good Grief in Thornbury, having our matches. And we looked at listings, and the day before, this newly renovated bakery had
Mhm.
just gone out of business, and had just gone on the market 24 hours before we went looking on
Wow.
realtor.ca.
I just got chills.
It was
Yeah.
incredible. I picked up the phone, I called the
Yeah.
realtor, and I said to him, I said, so tell me about the property. He goes, well, Kelly, he says, in the last 24 hours, I've had 14 calls of interest. There's already been 6 showings in 24
For
hours. It was
that
hot.
location, for that. Wow.
Hot commodity. So he said, if you really want it, you got to come and look at it. So
Okay.
essentially the next day, Erin and I
Yeah.
drove down,
Yeah.
because we were up in Collingwood area. So we drove down to Oakville, and we took a look at it, and we went, oh,
Yeah.
wow, this is
You
like,
felt it, right?
oh
You
yeah.
felt it. Yeah.
There was no resistance because HVAC was done, plumbing was done. All we had to do was, just reorganize do a new
Yeah.
design. But
Beautify it a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, but that's our creative
Ex-
thing. Like, I love doing that
exactly.
creative
You
stuff,
love
right?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the bones were there. And so we took it. I shouldn't say it like that. We actually had to compete for it. So they chose us. And it was just magical. We did a 3-month build out that is unheard of. And actually, to be honest with you, it was about 2 weeks shy of that. It was about a 75-day build out, which is unheard of in the hospitality world,
That's
to take possession
incredible.
and
Yeah.
have our grand opening on December 15th. So
Wow.
we took possession September 15th. Construction started around the end of September. At December 15th, grand opening with the mayor and everybody, and we had
Yes, I saw
over.
that.
It
Yeah.
was crazy. We had over
Crazy.
200 people in line waiting to come in the doors. It was for everything we had gone through, for about us getting canceled, all that
Yes.
stuff too. It was like
Yes.
a full circle
Full circle.
moment to rise from the adversity, and we went, you know what? We're back.
I know.
It
But you
was great.
know what? I always say maybe sometimes it takes a little bit extra time, but good things always happen to good people. We just have to stay, right, in
Absolutely.
our lane and be patient and give grace and leave that. And I call it leaving the space for magic.
Absolutely.
But I think first step to that is to allow that space. You do need to clear the energy,
Hmm.
which you have done, right, in the last couple of years.
Oh yeah.
to saying no to all the things that really were not working for you, so that right things that raising that frequency, so all the goodness can come your way.
It was like watching it, just we were spectators
Yes,
watching this new life unfold.
yes,
And as much as it was a lot of work, and I got to shout out to my kid Erin, because she was the tank. Like every day she
yeah,
was putting in 18-hour days
yes,
with contractors, everything too. I mean, my support was going, this is how I dream it to look like
yeah,
inside. And then they kind of, more execute it, and whatever, the logistics and stuff. So
yeah,
it was like, I'm the financial support too, because you had to bring in the banks and
yeah,
stuff, and because the smart thing always to do is to use other people's money. And
yeah,
so I've got the wisdom when it comes to financially, expand and grow. But we nailed it, and the grand opening was, you know without a hitch.
yeah.
Besides the walk-in freezer breaking down the morning of, and different things like that,
Of course.
little things,
Of
crazy
course
stuff
you
like
did.
that.
Right.
But yeah, it's all worked out, and we now have a staff of between 40 and 45,
Wow.
between both
Congratulations.
locations.
That's a
Thank
big
you.
number and a lot of,
Mhm.
right, people to manage. And yeah.
And again,
Wow.
yeah, we have an amazing team.
You do.
Just so grateful for our team, and
Yeah.
I love them. Erin loves them, and I know they love us back. And
Yeah.
that's just what we want,
I
is this
know.
beautiful family.
But it's true. You do attract this beautiful community. And I'll tell you something. I don't even know I shared this with you in the past. So few years ago, for my kids' elementary school, I was leading this kind of wellness. I felt like kids needed more mental health support, wellness, and so forth. So and it was like a wellness bingo. So
Oh, fun.
right. So they would win prizes for doing kind of whether it's exercise or sharing kindness and so forth. So it was actually a fun exercise, but with a lot of kindness and goodness for the whole community. And your business was the first who said
Oh,
yes and actually supported it with gift cards. So
oh,
thank
so
you for
nice.
that.
Oh, no problem. It's our pleasure. Because this is something too that we love to do, is, how can we make a contribution,
Yeah.
in a significant way to the world?
Yes.
Because success for me is nothing about the financial
Yeah.
aspect of life. I just always believe I'm going to be divinely supported. And there's
Yes.
times too that I
Oh,
know that,
still.
my family and my closest friends, like they just go, Kelly, I don't even know how you do it. How do you just wing it?
Yeah.
How do you live with a life of tremendous uncertainty? And I said, well, are your pensions certain? Like, do you actually know
Yeah.
how you're going to retire? Do you actually know that the world isn't going to change, or the economy's not going to collapse, or there's going to be a central banking
Right.
issue? Or like,
Right. That's
what are you
another
banking on?
conversation.
Right? I
Yeah.
I can only do what I can do. And I mean, I
Yeah.
love being alone. I love doing all of this
Yeah.
inner work. And it always keeps on going back to, like you were saying, is
Yeah.
for me to serve. Like,
Yes.
how can we serve the community?
Yeah.
How can we provide this this pure connection of love, and um, people being seen?
Mm.
When someone comes into our business, and Erin and I, we were talking about this yesterday, was called unreasonable hospitality. Like, how can you make it so unreasonably freaking wildly big that makes the people have this experience
Mm.
that they will never forget? Like,
Yes.
just I'll give
Yeah.
you a point of an example. On Monday, we
Mhm.
were doing, it was a full day video shoot. We were doing content and
Yeah.
marketing, and also our general contractor wanted to use our location too, and get our testimonials for the work that he did. Mark Davies, we love you, Mark, by the way. I'll do a little shout out to Mark.
Beautiful. Yes.
Um,
Hi, Mark.
and while we were there, and it was a PA day,
Okay.
so our
Oh,
doors were
that's right. I had all
closed.
the kids home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the doors were closed, so there was these moms pulling on the doors with their kids. And then at this one point there was this mom pulling on the door, and I feel so bad, right? Because they make this trip, the special trip to the business and stuff. And I see these two little,
Oh no.
there was two kids with her, three, I can't remember. Anyways, and just like they're like probably 3 or 4 years old, just looking up, going, "Oh my God, we're not going to get our Kelly's treat, right?"
Oh no.
So I bound over all of the tripods and cameras and stuff, and I threw open the freezer and I grabbed a brownie, like we sell frozen brownie,
That's right. Yes.
to go
Yes. I
boxes
bought it for,
out of our
yeah.
freezer.
Yeah. I bought it
So,
before.
and I ran outside onto the sidewalk
Oh.
and gave it to the mom and the kids are going, "Oh my God!" Like they were just they like you can see the
That's
tears swell up
amazing.
in their eyes because the joy that
Yes.
that got imprinted on them in that
Yeah.
moment in time was so
It
magical for them,
is
and
magical.
that's what life should be.
Yeah. Oh my
So
gosh. You're gonna,
yeah.
yeah, make me cry because I totally could see that, the happiness on their faces, like as you're describing it, because that's all they want. Like little kids just want to be seen
Mhm.
and get a little
Yes,
treat, right? Like
totally,
they don't need much. It's like that's the way to
absolutely.
show them love.
Especially being an older, person
Yeah.
from the business to come out and dote on them personally,
Yeah.
right? Like they got that extra special pat on the
Yeah.
head that they're loved.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I hope they never
Oh
forget it, you know.
my God. I'm sure, no, I'm sure they're not going to forget it. And like every experience, and this is sometimes what blows my mind is when I go to different retail stores and like just workers or business owners, they don't even acknowledge you when you come in. And it just blows my mind because, I mean, for any business to succeed, you have to really nail that experience and client service at a forefront. So what I love about coming to your shop, it's like what you said, which I never thought about, but now I'm like, yeah, I get it when you say, that love of connection and also having people feel
Mhm.
seen, because every time we open that door, there's always someone saying hello, right? How are you?
Yep,
How can we? I'm like,
absolutely.
yes,
Yes,
thank you, right? And
yes,
it's so
absolutely.
simple.
So simple. And you're right, the majority of small business or businesses in general, even not even necessarily small business, they don't understand that. And then they wonder why they go out of business, or they wonder why someone's going to choose another place to go to.
Yeah.
Some people just aren't capable of it. And so they really maybe shouldn't be in that line of business
Yes.
because they're just not capable of it
Yeah.
too, right? So this is like,
I know.
we stay in
I
our
know.
lane.
That's
We
it.
have the blinders on of who we need to be, and who we want to be, and that's what too. Like the last 5 years of, in particular when the pandemic
Yeah.
hit and all the things that we went through as small business
Yeah.
owners, and we chose to be much more vocal about it because I mean, for us it was utter nonsense
Yeah.
of what we were
Yeah.
experiencing as a small business,
Yeah.
and for the government to have that kind of control over us
Yeah.
um, to take our livelihood away,
Yeah.
to
I know.
take the experience away and to keep people in fear. So we're just a big advocate of love. Like
I know.
fear doesn't exist in our life,
Yeah.
and
But
that's how we
it's
roll.
it's staying in that truth and also having the grit,
Mhm.
right? And right, lots of grit.
Yeah.
I know you have lots of grit,
Oh yeah.
even though the whole world is against you. And this is a conversation for another time
Yeah, for sure.
because I think lots of people are not ready for it. But I think this is where I call it, this is where magic happens for businesses when we are so connected to our vision and our purpose
Mhm.
that the whole world may be against you, but you're so in your lane, you're so focused what you're trying to accomplish that it doesn't matter what is going on around you, you will find
Absolutely.
a way. And
Yeah.
I always believe love will win it all. If we can, we're all connected, so if we can just show a little bit of kindness, start the day smiling and smile at the stranger, that
Mhm.
is contagious. And I know big purpose for you, Kelly, is to really, you know, create that kinder world and happy world. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but I was asked to be one of the co-authors of the Sovereign Book series. So it's coming out in the
I
springtime.
didn't know.
Mm,
Congratulations. That's
thank you.
amazing. With Sarah, right?
Yeah, with Sarah Swain.
Yes.
And so, I'm a part of that. And
Congrats.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And it was just really interesting though, writing this chapter and reflecting on all the adversity,
Mm,
because it was almost PTSD causing, right,
yeah.
to move through that. Again, it was another thing to shed. And so this whole last 5 years, not to get into it, because again, like you're saying, it'd be another talk,
That's
but
another.
it's been like such a soul awakening
Yes.
for where I need to be right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and to have released all of that. And also to it's the forgiveness part of it.
Yeah.
It's forgiving it all. It's just holding space and being this graceful, you know loving person that just, I love everybody.
Yeah.
So anything I was canceled about, was that true, right? So
Yeah.
these people now have to look back on all the names that they
Called.
called
Yeah.
me along the way.
I know.
And was any of that true? Because I'm still here running my beautiful love-filled
Yeah.
business and still
With the new
invite,
location.
yeah, with a new location, and inviting you in my doors as well. Like I want them to come. I want them to see what life can be
Yeah.
with joy and with that pure connection of just being, you know one love. We're all connected,
We
and
are
as
all.
much as they think
Yes.
that they can attack me, it's like, but what am I mirroring to them, that they're actually having to look now within themselves? So
Exactly. And it's like someone asked me, it's like, Isabella, like, how come you're always right? You always have a great day. You're always positive. And I said, you know what?
Mhm.
I decide every morning,
Right.
and I have a powerful morning routine, but I decide to have a great day,
Yes.
to create a great day. And if I know whether someone hurt me in some way, or, there's always some drama somewhere, I literally every morning close my eyes and I imagine just sending them love and light.
Beautiful.
And it makes me feel good.
It's a pure decision.
Yes.
It's a pure decision, instead of allowing life to just keep on hijacking you. And I'm not saying to take control of things, because that's not
Yes.
what we do. We're setting the best
Yes.
intentions out there to co-create that most beautiful life.
Beautiful.
and
Yes.
and that's
Yes.
that's that's where it's at, is co-creating this beautiful, it's like, if you're sick, right? And
Yeah.
I'll speak of my mom right now, because she's been sick for the last 2 weeks or so, and she's going on 90. And so, there's a little bit of pity
Yeah.
party and stuff going on. She's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I'm
But,
sorry
you know,
about that. Yeah.
I said,
Sorry.
hey, we all get the flu. But I
Yeah.
shift it and saying that I'm detoxing. Like, this
Yeah.
is not me being a victim to any kind of
Hi,
virus
Jay.
or
Sorry.
that kind of thing. That this is me understanding how the body works
Mm.
and making the decision that, oh, my body is a miracle. Thank God it's not feeling good right now, because I am now releasing all of the toxins that were built up in my body. I'm detoxing.
Yes.
So I was helping her with this for the last 2 weeks, to not allow herself to feel bad about being sick. It was
Yeah.
about celebrating her body to be this
Yes.
powerful, that it could release all the toxins that needed to come out of her.
Yes.
So she goes, oh, I feel so much better today. You
It's
know,
a mindset shift.
it
Yes.
is. It
I
really
know.
is.
And so alongside, like, I even nowadays see, when we have the emotions and how emotions can really trigger the behaviors, right? And
Right.
and usually cause a lot of
Illness,
issues, right?
disease. That's it.
Illnesses. And so what I see as, where before I used to, oh, this is, whether it's a good emotion or bad emotion, now any emotion I see, it's feedback.
Right.
Feedback, what's serving me, what's not serving. And instead of getting angry and then making maybe a wrong choice, it's like, oh, thank you for that anger that showed up.
Right.
That's right. That's the feedback and the insight that, hey, maybe it's that thing I was doing is not serving me, and it's time to review and realign, or the person, right? So I see it like very similarly what you were sharing about your mom. It's whether it's those emotions or the disease, it's like our body or our mind saying, hey, it's time, right, to just readjust a little bit.
Absolutely. It's really our perception of the world.
Yes.
So childhood traumas, all the things that have happened to us in our life, like whatever they are, and it goes on and on and on for, the things that have hit us along the
Yeah.
way. And then we develop these kind of glasses. So you see
Yes.
the world through these kind of glasses, and it's all perceived from any kind of trauma imprints that we've had
Yes.
along the way.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
you want to be a perpetual victim, you
Yes.
can do
Oh,
that.
oh, you're speaking
But
my language. I have this spiritual mentor, and he always says, no matter what traumas and dramas, right, from the
right,
past
trauma and
experiences,
drama, I love that.
right, trauma, drama we have, it's, it's important to let go, but in a way, right, it's like you're not dishonoring them, honor them.
Right,
Like it happened, but
absolutely.
it's now time, after we honor them, time to move
Right.
on. So it's like, are you choosing to feel empowered and therefore choosing and deciding to make those empowering decisions and choices and actions,
Right.
or you're choosing to be that victim, allow for that trauma and drama control
Absolutely.
your life? So we're
Absolutely.
always have like a choice
We,
to make.
we certainly
Yeah.
do. And that goes too with, whatever you're going to put into your mouth and,
Mm.
like, we have to listen to our bodies.
Yeah.
And, I'm an advocate for, you know, optimal health, and even,
Same.
from red light therapy, I just got myself an infrared sauna, like
Us
these things that
too.
did
Us
you?
too. Yes.
Isn't
Yeah.
it the best thing in the
Oh my
world?
gosh. The best. Yes. I feel like I'm on vacation. We have
Yes.
the different lights, so you
Yes.
can change the colors, right? Like red light, green,
Yes.
and blue. They all do different things.
The
Yeah.
purple one I love. But
It's
anyway,
like the
so yeah,
disco. Yeah.
it is. It's intentional. It's like I just finished reading a book of Dr. Mindy Pelz, and I don't know if you follow her or not, but
No.
she's all about intermittent fasting. So
Okay.
I'm all about. Actually, I even brought it with me because I didn't know if we were even going to talk about books or not.
Yes,
But
I
the
actually
re-
have.
the
Yes.
Reset Factor, Dr. Mindy Pelz. And so, as you get older too, our hormones go kind of wonky, especially, perimenopause and menopause. And, I'm long gone on the other side now. But this is now, and she was talking about the hormonal change that happens to a woman when she breaks through past menopause even. It
Mm.
actually cultivates the wisdom.
Mm.
and
Mm.
and it was like when I was releasing my
Yes.
marriage and releasing breast implants and all these things, I was actually naturally working with my hormonal shifts that was going through me to move through now. And now I got my infrared sauna, I've got my red light therapy stuff going on, I've got an EE system, an EE cube, I've got all these things that, Rife machines, I've got all the
Yeah.
stuff that can optimize myself. Now I too have to like work on what I'm consuming. But she talks about intermittent
Yeah.
fasting.
Yeah.
So I have found now when I eat in a 6 hour window, I
Hmm.
eat between 10 in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then that's
Yeah.
it. I do water from 4 o'clock in the afternoon till 10 o'clock the next morning.
Beautiful.
That's all I do. I am feeling like $1 million,
Mm.
and my sleep, everything is just so deep. So
Yeah.
I don't like to use necessarily the word biohacking, but it's more about
But it is
just
in a way,
it is. Well,
right?
it's just optimizing this body, this avatar that my soul hangs out in for whether I got 70 years or 80 years or 90 years or 100
Yeah.
years or whatever I have, is just to live it so optimally so that my soul can function within it, and there's no holding back from,
Right.
if I get some disease of,
Right.
whatever, high blood pressure or
Yeah.
the C
Yeah.
word or
Yeah.
whatever hell might, bestow upon me. But if I'm living my life though, this pure and like with mental focus, like
Mm.
this is what I want, is
Yeah.
that I want to be able to receive these downloads from, the consciousness that is within all of us. But I want my brain to be so sharp in that it can receive it.
Yes. Yes. And you can only receive it when we have the right environment
Exactly.
for it, right? And
Exactly.
allowing that space for connection. So no, I totally hear you. We've been detoxing with Dave. He's been kind of crazy consistent with intermittent fasting. He actually lost over 20 pounds.
Amazing.
And he feels so much better. And we joined the MMA gym in Burlington. We're like
Amazing. Good for you.
fighting, doing boot camp. I'm not so consistent with intermittent fasting, so I need to get better. But I'm definitely seeing changes. Like we gave up, the after dinner. Sometimes when we would have a glass of wine, we gave that
Right.
up for lemon balm, like Melissa tea,
Beautiful.
to boost immune system, and also it helps with digestion and helps with sleep. So
Yeah.
to your point, it's like, is it biohacking? But I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, it's
Sure it
biohacking.
is.
It's like inviting these little habits, because remember, it takes a while to invite. So I would say whoever's watching today, is don't overdo it. Like, don't invite million new things, but
No.
what is that one thing? Like, so for you and I, right, we put in infrared saunas. Dave goes in, like, he's so good. I would say almost every day, or at least 5 times a week.
Yep.
For me, it's about once a week. I am trying to, it's sometimes too much heat for me. It's hard, but I'm training my body. So, but I feel so good. It's like detoxing and all. Skin is glowing.
It's
It's
amazing.
beautiful.
It's it really is the most optimal way
Yeah.
for your organs to almost get squeezed
Yes.
and the toxins fall out of them and you sweat.
Yes.
And so I have a shower, like it's basically like just right around the corner from the sauna, and I hop in the shower right away,
Amazing. Yes.
rinse the toxins off my body, and I find that my eyes are just so much brighter, but my brain is so much more clearer, too. But then, when I do eat too, it's intentional. So, lion's mane, I take all that. I'm
Right.
back doing methylene blue again. I was going to call it meth blue, but you
I
guys are going
just,
to
oh
think
my
of it.
goodness, I
Do
just
I have
found
it?
out about
Where
the
do I have it?
benefits of it, and I literally just purchased it,
Oh,
and
here it is.
I'm
Yeah.
starting it today.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Have you noticed changes?
Oh, yes, and so I was doing it last year,
Okay.
and I did it for about a month. And you have to sort of work your way up, right? Like do 5 drops a day, and then the next
Yes.
day you do 10 drops, whatever. And then you do like 5 days on and then 2 off, give yourself a
Okay.
break, and then five
Okay.
back on again. And yes, and also too, I'm going to offer this to anybody that this stuff is so fantastic. If you're
Yeah.
starting to feel like you are getting the flu or,
Mm-hmm.
a cold or something like that, do this because you're going to actually see your symptoms decrease. It's also important too to allow symptoms to happen, right?
Yes.
So, some people are jump to Tylenol or Advil or some sort of,
No.
flu or cold suppressing thing, but we have to support our body to, eradicate, like get the stuff out of us
Yes,
because
and
that's
that's
what
why
it's doing
it's
it
doing
for,
it.
right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this stuff's great.
Yeah.
I've got Mark's book too, Dr. Mark Sloan. Where did I put that? Oh, here we are too. So I just thought I would just do a little because this is what I'm
Yeah.
into right now.
Okay. Blue.
This book you
What?
can order on Amazon.
Because it's mirrored. So what is it?
So
Met.
it's The Ultimate Guide to Methylene Blue by Mark Sloan. And Mark Sloan is building or is in I don't know if he's finished yet or not, but building an off-grid house in Ontario.
Oh.
He's a very cool guy to follow. So
Okay. I've
just a
heard
really,
of him, but I'm not.
yeah.
Okay. I'll definitely
And this is
follow
a
him.
great book. And this Methylene Blue cured his mother of cancer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
things we learn,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So many things to unlearn
Hmm.
and
Big
so
time.
many things to
Big
learn.
time.
So, oh my goodness, Kelly. So
We could talk forever.
I know we talked about everything, but I know one of the things that you picked up, and I think it's been going on for a little bit. I think you told me was a year ago. You started, and I find this is, I think, going back to your roots as a child and helping balance it all. You are back to painting.
Yes. Yes.
So tell me a little bit about it.
And maybe there's one of my paintings on the walls there. Can you see that?
Well, is it kind of like a butterfly?
It's yeah, it's just more of like it's ink And but it's more
Okay.
abstract.
It's
Um,
beautiful.
but thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blue, yellow. Yeah.
I took it up when I think that it was just before I ended my marriage.
Mm,
Um, and it was like an outlet for me to allow my body and my mind to speak to me.
mm,
And I found that in those quiet times was when I was able to hear my heart.
mm, mm.
And my heart was telling me what I had to do, and but my body was resisting, but my
Mm.
heart was telling me what I had
Yeah.
to do. And it was just time to honor the little Kelly
Mm.
that, really loved painting. I learned so much painting too. So when I was a kid, my dad was an architectural designer, model builder. He had a studio in the back of our property where I grew up in the Scarborough Bluff
Okay.
area. And
Great.
he dropped dead suddenly at 62
Oh, wow.
of a brain
I'm so
aneurysm.
sorry. I
And
didn't know that.
I was 32. And so he was my best buddy.
Mm.
So doing all this creative stuff now has been very difficult sometimes for me too, because I miss him so
Yeah.
much. But I
Yeah.
also too know that Kelly's Bake Shop, all the things that we do within it now is because of, Erin's grandpa, my father, um, that he's with us. Like I know I'm
He's
being guided.
always with you.
Oh yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah.
And imprinting different things
Mm.
like to help us design Oakville. He was definitely a very big part of that
Mm.
second location of Kelly's Bake Shop.
Beautiful.
So so what I found with this was I was terrified to do it first. When I first I went, you know what, I'm going to buy all this paint and bought some canvases, and then I sat in front of it and I went, what the hell, but my dad's not here. Like it's like I almost needed him to sort of guide me. And I went, I'm just going to put some on a brush, put some on my little palette there, and
Yeah.
put some on the painting. I watched a couple YouTube videos for some inspiration. And I went, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is really awesome. Like
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
it, and then before you knew it, I pumped out like about 10 of them. And, a couple people have now commissioned me to do them and stuff and whatever. It's been a lot of fun,
Yeah.
um, to take it on.
Yeah.
And, and it's been a medium though, for me to allow my heart to speak to me.
Yeah.
And I find that in those quiet times when all it
Mm.
is me and a canvas and a
Yeah.
brush and paint, and I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
creating.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like how when we were
Yeah.
kids, right? That creative process is healing
Hugely.
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very healing.
No.
Very healing, and very much allowing us to, again, it goes back to, again, connecting to our soul's
Yes.
journey,
Yes.
is bypassing all the shit,
Yeah.
like bypassing all the trauma and drama, right?
Trauma
Done.
and drama.
Bye.
Bye.
And
No, thank you. It's like I always said, we went to see
yeah,
Ariana Grande concert a while back. She always like, thank you,
yeah,
next.
next.
And I always say now, thank you, next. And for me, what you're saying about painting, for me, that's music. So I play a couple different instruments, but that
Amazing.
soul connection is through when I'm playing my piano or guitar, but more so with
Good
piano.
for
And
you. That's
yeah, so when
awesome.
the whole world is going bananas,
Yes.
like, all right, what do we do? Is it time for lavender baths with Epsom salts, or is it time
Yeah.
for some piano?
Yeah. Or the infrared sauna.
Or they're now infrared sauna,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Right.
Extra vitamin D, right?
Yes.
To boost.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So Kelly, I know we can talk forever. I
Absolutely.
I need to get ready for my program,
Please.
Go Power Up program with so many incredible women I'm doing at noon.
Good girl.
So and I would love to have you back.
Amazing.
We'll,
For sure.
continue conversation.
Absolutely.
Any final maybe updates you would like to share, whether you're doing an event in Oakville, anything that the audience could love to hear from you?
Okay, so we are obviously second location is at 259 Lakeshore Road East in Oakville. And I guess our big event that's coming up right now is obviously Valentine's Day. So
Yes.
big, big, big. We are in the process too of, in about 3 months' time, we are going to be launching our new website, which is going to make ordering on kellysexo.com. That's our website,
Yes.
kellysexo.com, to make it just so much more user friendly. So
Yes.
this has been very intentional. This has been very expensive, but it's been something that is going to take us into the stratosphere. We are also launching more dry mix packaging
Oh,
that you can buy. It's going to be, I guess, beginning of next week, brownie mix, chocolate chip cookie mix, and red velvet that you can actually buy from our store. But we want to encourage it for moms to do this through the March break, maybe with their kids and stuff.
it's
You
a
can bake at
brilliant
home with
idea.
Kelly's and
Yes.
do some fun things
Yeah,
like
like a
that.
baking party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Erin and I right now too are working on videos that are going to be put up online so that you're going to be
Mhm.
able to bake with Kelly and Erin once you have the mix in front of you. So it's going to be a really fun thing. So I sort of tipped everybody off as to a big little launch, but
Yes.
you guys are on the insider club.
Amazing.
Um,
Wow.
and
Congratulations. So
yeah,
many
it's going to be
amazing
great.
things
And then
happening.
International Women's Day month, Erin and I are going to be hosting a beautiful meet and greet that we want to be able to
Mm.
connect with women in particular, because it's
Yeah.
International Women's Month,
Yes.
but we want to be able to do this on a much bigger level
Mm.
and on a much more intimate level. So that's something that we want to start bringing into the business. So look for that for the month of March.
Oh, wow. I cannot wait. And of course, I'll be there. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And someone just said I got to meet me and Erin was like, oh, thank you. So it was Phoebe McGee. So
Oh,
so great we
thank
could
you.
do
I
that for
know
you.
we got so many comments. I couldn't keep up, reading everything. Like
Good.
everyone is so happy to see you live. So that's amazing.
My honor.
Yeah.
My honor.
No, thank you so much. And to all of you who joined us today, thank you for your time and your energy listening to Kelly's beautiful entrepreneurial journey. And Kelly, to you, thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
your time and sharing your beautiful wisdom and your heart with everyone today. And happy Empowered Wednesday.
Thank you so much, Isabella. We're going to see you soon. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye, everyone. Bye.